everybody? Welcome to another episode on Proven Power Cycles. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Eric. We got Daryl. Focus. Daryl. And then Lewis is in the back, being a hoodlum. And then we got Brandon up there. Keep it down!
Watch your mouth, Sammy!
Today, we have a 2024 ZX-6R on the dyno, and what's cool about this one is it's completely OEM stock. And now, normally when we get these bikes in, they already have a slip-on system on it, like an M4 or Yoshi. What are some other ones? Do you guys remember? M4 is like the most common.
M4, Akra, Yoshi.
Akra, yeah. So we've had a few with some, yeah, that's right. We had the Akra slip-on, that's right. Who was that again? That was Devin?
The Akra slip-on was
Kenneth. Oh, it was Kenneth. Yeah, so we've had some different ones, but this one we're actually gonna install a full Akrapovic exhaust system with a Sprint P08 air filter. So it'll be a little interesting because it's something different that we haven't really showed you guys yet. So I said, screw it, let's just do another video. What we're about to do, we're about to baseline the bike, and then what we'll do after that, we're gonna go ahead and swap the exhaust system out, the air filter, yada, yada, yada. And then we'll go ahead and do the ECU flashing and dyno tuning and all that jazz. So you guys can see before and after effects like always, and see if it's gonna be worth it to you to get this done as well. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and baseline it. And ooh, we're gonna throw in a little special note here. So we're gonna get a raw reaction. We're gonna let Daryl, so Daryl's new to bikes. He's a little new. We're gonna have Daryl go ahead and baseline the bike and run it. And I wanna catch his reaction when he baselines it. It's gonna be great, because everyone after the first run, I'm not gonna ruin it. So we're gonna let him baseline it, and we'll just see what his reaction is, his raw reaction, because it is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. It's a cool little feature, so, and maybe we'll offer that in the future. I gotta see what my insurance says. Before we get fully started, one thing we always do, we always check the oil, we always make sure everything looks okay, as best as we can before we run the bike. So we're gonna go ahead and check. Now, whoever did this oil change got a little excited. So oil looks overfilled. So he's got too much oil in there, but it's not the end of the world. It's okay to have a little bit more than not enough, I'll tell you that. But he is a little high on the oil. All in all, we are ready to rip. We're not gonna get an air fuel on this bike, just given the fact that the muffler on this one, there's a plate like right here that kind of baffles it all out. So truthfully, we're just not gonna get the air fuel. We're not really gonna be able to get the sniffer all the way in there. So, all right, ready? Go ahead. So how was it?
It feels a little sketchy at first.
Life-changing. All right, so best number we got was 107, and we barely got to 107. So 107 is the baseline on this bad boy. This is one of the smoother 600s.
But I could feel the curve, but then I could also feel it
Die. Yep. So 107 wheel. We're gonna swap the exhaust, do the air filter, all that jazz, guys, and then we'll get it back on for another baseline. All right, let's see what it does. Lewis has been chipping away at the ZX-6R. We got the Akrapovic exhaust on. It is looking killer. In true Akrapovic fashion, this thing looks great. I can't wait to see this thing start to burn in. Now, this is a titanium exhaust, and a lot of times the way you can tell is because of the way the welds look. If you guys look right here, see how smooth the weld is? Very, very smooth. It's almost like just like a straight line around the exhaust. That's typically how you can tell. Now this thing is gonna bleed in beautifully. When it gets burnt in, it's just gonna burn in really, really pretty. So we're gonna wipe this all down before we start the exhaust system, or before we start the bike. We're gonna let this thing burn in nice, but we're gonna wipe down the exhaust system and clean it up. So little trick for you guys, if it's titanium, you wipe it down with WD-40. If it is stainless steel, you wanna use brake clean to wipe your exhaust, to clean them up, okay? So we're gonna get rid of these guys here, the O2 sensors, we're gonna get rid of those. We're gonna delete that all through the ECU, through the flash, and so we can get a nice clean tune. Lewis also got done throwing in the Sprint P08 air filter in the airbox just now, so we're gonna take these out. After we take this out, we're also gonna throw the lower on there after he gets it all cleaned up, and then we'll get it right back on that dyno. So here's what the stock system looks like. And if this customer allows us to, if he some people want their old stuff back, but some people don't care. If he ends up leaving this exhaust system, we'll end up modifying this and we'll throw this up for sale, or we'll use this for a future project, because a lot of guys like the stock headers modified, so they don't have to run a full system. They can just run the slip-on. So if you guys are wondering, we'll basically put this up for sale. We'll modify this one, we'll put up for sale, and we'll pair it with an ECU flash. We'll throw you guys a deal. So hit us up on our website on www.peruvianpowercycles.com, or give us a call at 727-256-0001. And if you guys inquire about that, again, as long as he allows us to keep it. Some people don't want us to keep it, some people want it back, so, but we'll see. All right guys, we got the 2024 ZX-6R on the dyno with the Akrapovic full exhaust system on. The last thing that we're gonna do right before we dyno it, we're gonna give it one final wipe down and make sure that the exhaust system's gonna burn nice and beautiful. So that'll be the last thing. Go ahead and put your guesses down below, see what it's gonna make. I know a few of you have already watched a few of our videos, so just go ahead and throw that guess down there. Let's just see what it does. The bike looks so good, all dressed up, guys. We just got done doing a full wipe down. We cleaned up his rear wheel, the chain and sprocket kit's all cleaned up, and here is the exhaust system looking right. Yeah, the guys did a great job. Lewis crushed it on the install here. Everything looks killer. Loving this. All right guys, so we finally got that ZX-6R done. Now it has a full Akra exhaust and it has the Sprint P08 air filter. Admittedly, I thought I was gonna do a little bit more horsepower. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought we were gonna see a little bit more, maybe like a couple more horsepower, but all in all, it is what it is. Every bike is different, every bike dynos differently, so let's go over the numbers. There's nothing really else to say. Here was the stock baseline number, 106.78. Oh yeah, we did not get an AFR on that, but 106. Now pay attention to right here, this lower RPM. Pay attention right in here, okay? And then here is the cutoff, the not necessarily a rev limiter, but here's the cutoff with the throttle restriction, the secondary throttle plate restriction. Here's where it cuts it off right here at this 13,300 RPM mark, okay? This is very typical. This is what we normally see on these ZX-6Rs, okay? So here's what it is. This is what it is with the Akrapovic and the Sprint P08 air filter. Look how much we picked up now on that lower RPM. We picked up a bunch of horsepower just installing the exhaust system. We picked up about 8 wheel horsepower and about 6 pound-foot of torque. Air fuel is not that bad. It's not horrible. Now it's not great, but it's not horrible. I've seen a lot worse with other bikes. You know, we're around the 14.1, 14.3, 14.4, 13.8. This is not horrible, but notice we get very rich afterward. We go down to all the way 11.98, going up into the higher RPM range, which kind of makes sense given that it's probably running very, very rich from the factory as well. So with that being said, we made it all the way up to 112 wheel horsepower and almost 47 pound-foot of torque, okay? Here's our final numbers. Blam! All right, final numbers. We are in at 119 wheel horsepower with 49 pound-foot of torque. Very good gains here in the mid-range, going up into the upper RPM range. huge gains. All the way up to peak here, we picked up an additional, let's see, from the Akra exhaust, we picked up an additional 7 wheel horsepower with all the tuning involved. So very, very good gains. And let's split the difference here. Let's take this off. So we'll take how he came in versus how he's leaving. So he came in at 106, leaving with 119. 13 wheel horsepower up top. That is a massive jump, guys, massive jump. I've said this on older videos and I'll say it again. If you are around the 6% rate of change, which obviously 106 to 119, you're talking about roughly, what, 13, 12, 11, talking about 11% rate of change, so almost double what you would normally be for your butt dyno. So a 6% is a butt, like that is, you're gonna feel this. He's double that. It's an extremely noticeable change of what this bike just underwent. So, and I know we've been producing a lot of ZX-6R videos, but again, just to give you guys an idea of these transformations, they are massive. Again, there was a company out there, a couple of companies out there saying that the new ZX-6Rs, they're weak, they're this, they're that, they're the other. Hey, I don't know. All I can tell you is the changes that we're seeing and that we're tuning out, they aren't that weak. These are stronger than the older ZX-6Rs. They are. They're making better power. Now, the older ZX-6Rs, and when I say older, you know, the 2019s and about all the way down to, like, you know, I don't know, probably 2014s or so, they still produce really good numbers. They were still up in the upper teens, lower 120s, but that was like balls out, everything throwing at it, you know. We're getting these to the basically the 120, upper 1 teens to lower 120s with some very mild mods. Now, this one had a full exhaust system, admittedly, but we have done plenty now with a modified header and a slip-on exhaust, making similar power, 117 to 118 horsepower. So these new ones are making really good power. So look at this, look at that lower end going up in the mid-range now. He was at 41 wheel horsepower. Here we're measuring at 6,300 RPM. We're at 41 wheel, and now we're at 50. So a 9 wheel gain. That's like an 18% or a 19% rate of change right there, guys. That is insane. This thing's gonna fly. He's gonna love that damn bike. Anyway, he's gonna be thrilled about this bike. He's gonna be super happy. The bike's gonna fly. He's gonna be thrilled. He did ask, hey, what else can I do to bump that power number up? Because I kind of want more. Well, we can do chain and sprocket. We can do velocity stacks. Do a race gas map. If you pair that all together, the highest one we've done so far made 127 wheel on a 93 pump gas. You throw MR12 on it, or you throw a 2WL, you know, you throw some of these race gases in there, and you get it all mapped out. Well, now you're talking about a bike that goes from 127, that probably is about 132 to about 134 wheel horsepower. For a 600cc class bike, that's moving. That's kind of what the Gixxer 750s are laying out at that point. And you're talking about a 600 class measuring out what a 750 does. So that's pretty impressive to me for a stock motor bike. That's very impressive to me. So I don't know. Like always, guys, if you could like, subscribe to the channel, we'd greatly appreciate it. All of us, me, Daryl, Lewis, Brandon, we'd all really appreciate that. Leave us some feedback. We're always looking for feedback. Please let us know what you guys think about the video. Let us know what you guys want to see on a few of these future ZX-6Rs. Let us know what you guys want to see on these. We do have some people interested in going on that extra couple of steps further and doing the race gas maps and whatnot. So let us know. Tell us what you guys think. Give us that feedback so we can cater to you guys, all right? So, yeah, that's about it, though. With that being said, thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe again, comment down below, and we'll see you on another episode.